Hello, my treasures. It's time for a new mercenary build. This time we are going to do something a little bit more wacky, which is going to be Frost, but with a little bit of a twist. We are going to be using Bwonsamdi to bounce back Balinda, so we can get additional lesser water elementals, which we buff up with the Shroud of the Ice Lord equipment on Lokholar. Then after about 3 bounces, you can put down Varden instead, which allows you to scale up your Frost damage that you are going to do with the entire team. Though, in theory, if you really want to high roll even further, you could wait till the 4th bounce back to actually swap out Bwonsamdi. Then you can also put Cho out on the same turn as the Varden, thus allowing you to buff up each of the water elementals until Cho either dies or you win the game. I will say though, this build honestly isn't the best one in the world. When it goes off really, really hard. Either way, I thought it was a unique and funny way to actually use Bwonsamdi, and that's why I wanted to actually showcase it, especially because I do have some really good footage. So let's get into the mercenary by mercenary breakdown. We have the first mercenary on the team is of course going to be Balinda. We are using lesser water elementals, so we can actually freeze out our opponents. Bwonsamdi is the second mercenary on the team. We are using Arena Contender as his equipment, so we can actually keep refreshing his deals, thus allowing you to just continuously spam it whenever he's actually alive. And for the most part, you're only going to be using irrefutable deal, where you're going to choose the one that bounces them back to the hand with him. However, if you do need to snipe something away off of the board, you can either use Binding Contract if you know Bwonsamdi's going to die, or Soul Subjugation if you know he's actually going to survive until a Speed 9 ability can be used. Lokholar is the third mercenary on the team. We are using Shroud of Ice Lord and mainly using Hailstorm as his main ability. Snowball, once you scale up your damage, is pretty nice too. Varden is our fourth mercenary on the team, and we are using a Band of Frost as their equipment, and mainly swapping between Snap and Flurry, though freezing your opponent's key mercenaries might come up with Ice Lance. Jaina is the next mercenary on the team. We are using Ice Block on her and basically swapping between Ice Flows and Water Elemental. And Cho is the final mercenary where we are using Stash of Scrolls and using Patience as his main ability. The Wisdom can come up if Lokholar is still alive by the time you put down Cho. With that all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, so mainly casters. I wonder what this is going to be. Probably going to be Shadow. Just going to put down our normal 3. Yes, it is Shadow. Okay, so we're going to focus down Vol'jin, I think. Though we can also hit the Azara with the freeze just to prevent her from actually hitting everything. Or they're going to put up a taunt. That's actually really, really smart, especially because we do have that attack. They're going to slow down Lokholar. That's perfectly fine. I actually don't mind if Lokholar dies really, really quickly. It is nice to have the additional HP, but it's not technically necessary. Okay, let's put down Balinda, Bwonsamdi, and then Lokholar again, getting a second freeze. Now let's see what they put down. Oh, perfect. We can actually freeze both of their main minions or mercenaries. So we're going to want to kill the golem, then attack into both Sylvanas and Yashiraj, and then we can just keep bouncing back at this point. We could even put Cho down next if we really feel like it. One thing that I did discover with the Lokholar equipment, it in combination with Nemzi, I'm pretty sure right now is just bugged. They permanently keep the HP, which might be something to look out for in the future. Or I just randomly bugged out with them permanently having the HP. I don't actually know what caused it, to be honest. But for some reason, these don't. Okay, so we can put down the 1 HP Lokholar, and then put down Bwonsamdi. Probably shouldn't put down Bwonsamdi, but oh well. Okay, they're swapping back to their original start. Good news is, I'm pretty sure the Vol'jin will actually not be able to do the damage to the minions. We can also bounce everything back if we really feel like it. Honestly, the better solution there would have probably been to make everything hard target Shamdi. It is what it is. Okay, they're going to do an AoE. Puts everything at 15 HP. And then we get 2 of them killed, sadly. for all three. And here I think I'm going to put down Balinda, Varden, and Cho. Or Varden, Cho. Yeah. We could have also put Jaina down because she does have the lesser water elementals there. Or the actual water elementals, I should say. We'll get a freeze out on the... I think it would be better to freeze the Sylvanas, to be honest, because then we don't have to worry about it scaling up. And then we can freeze that way too. Since we do technically have 2 freezes. Then if we can get it low enough, we can just freeze out the entire board. I think this cold snap should freeze everything. Because I'm pretty sure Yashiraj should be low enough where it kills it. So there's 20 HP there. Okay, our Balinda is dead. We do get everything frozen. Get 6 additional damage, or 9 additional damage, because a dead mercenary still counts. Okay, who are they going to put down next? Okay, Ajara, we're going to use the elemental there, and then use the flurry on that. Buffing up our lesser water elemental while also getting a second one, just so we can keep freezing out there from the game. Perfect. Now all we have to deal with is their bench. They are going to be quicker though, which is going to be a little bit annoying. Patience again. Cold snap. I don't know if that's actually going to do anything, but in theory we should be able to freeze out the board again. I forgot about the 20 HP golem. That's fine. We still have the damage reduction. Perfect. Exactly what we want to see. And then that's going to be 42 bits of damage. And then we should be able to finish them off with Varden. Also going to swap the order of these again, just because why not? Get some additional scaling. And then voila, we win the game. Also, I'm pretty sure Nemzi plus Lokholar's equipment to give additional 20 HP is actually bugged right now, which means they can actually gain more and more HP. Then again, it just might be a weird interaction and it's not actually gaining more, it just felt like it was. Okay, so we're going to freeze the Cho. Going to bounce everything back. I don't care about them getting additional snakes and shit. We're gonna focus down the snake a little. No, let's do it like this. It's basically a summon build versus a summon build, except ours has a little bit more potential. Well, theirs has a lot of potential. It's just a lot slower, which we can easily abuse. Okay, so we're only going to get 1 more summon out of the Balinda, which is fine. I don't mind only getting 1 additional summon. 2 freezes per turn is still pretty good. So instead of putting down Bwonsamdi, we're going to put down Cho. And then start scaling them that way. Okay, they have 2 snakes. Okay. Game froze for a second. I'm going to do it like this. Freeze that out. Back there. Yes, hit there. I'm assuming they're going to probably go for the old snake instead of the new one because it will get bigger and bigger. I could be wrong, but you never know. Cho keeping everything alive is a little bit frustrating. That's exactly what I expected to see, so we're going to put down Varden next. Okay, so the order we need to do this in is Cho, then attack with the lesser water elementals, and then Lokholar, and then Varden, I guess. Because these are going to be at 20. They're thinking. I wonder if they realize what is in store for them. Because if they do, then this is going to be real fun for us. Okay, so we're going to do this. Cho will get hit. I think that guarantees us lethal on Cho. The only shitty thing is if Lokholar actually hits Oh no, they're buffing the Cho up, so we're fine if it hits Cho. Now, is that enough damage to freeze everything? Doesn't look like it. Okay. That's a little bit of a shame. There goes some of our damage. But we can keep just freezing, so summon add Cho. I've really been wanting to do something with Lokholar since the release with him with his equipment. We just finally have enough synergy to actually be able to do it pretty well. This makes it a little bit more complicated for them to figure out how to actually deal with us, because their snakes can't be protected forever. Sure, we lost all the scaling that we had for frost damage, technically, but we do have more snakes and or elementals. Because if we do it in this order, then Lokholar will be the last one to go, and then Cho should be dead, I think. Unless they actually heal Cho with Endochondra. Who would win, a unmovable object or a viper or two? Okay. It's going to have a bunch of HP. That's real nice. I did forget that the taunt is actually removed because of stupid Yulon, but it's still fine. Huh. I guess they just went AFK. I actually really like how this build plays. It's really annoying. It's not something a lot of people are going to expect. It has a decent chance against most builds right now, at least the ones that I've been facing. And it doesn't really rely on any new mercenaries except for Bwonsamdi. I don't even have him completely maxed out. It's build... Actually, I guess it wouldn't be even better than maxed out. It doesn't actually give this team that much advantage. You could actually swap its equipments, I guess. Freeze out the snakes. I dumb. We need to attack with these first. Do it like this. This is getting really big. And then freeze that out just to be safe. In case they use the first ability on Yuan. I don't really think... Well, actually, if one of those is an Azoth on the bench, then we might actually lose. But one's Cookie for sure. And then the other, I'm assuming, is Guff, because they're using a lot of nature abilities. Again, this is a real fun build also to play. There's just so many different builds that you can actually do nowadays with minions and such. Okay, I guess they're just gonna give up to the freeze. This Golar's attack. I'm assuming also they're probably just hoping that we give up or get annoyed at the fact that they're just AFKing. Okay, there we go. Same person. We're actually just going to keep coming back, and we're not going to bounce anything back, so let's do it like this. Like, I would love to bounce them back, it's just I don't want to have to deal with Nemzi. It does make me want to kill the Korak before anything else. This could be really annoying. Oh, we're not bouncing back, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Just do it like this, I guess. So that's dead. That is a little bit annoying, but we can actually attack into it now. Though they will eat this up. I wonder how this is actually going to work. Because I'm assuming they're probably going to use the second ability. Or we're just going to kill it. That on... Yeah, oh. Boggy is back down. It's on their bench. It's Medivh. Has to be Medivh, Sylvanas, and Cookie, I'm assuming. Probably not good to assume, but I do think that's probably a safe assumption there. Just gonna kill Kazakis, I guess. Do that. Come on. Not what I want to see. So interesting that it takes the original a little bit frustrating that it works like that. Like, I would assume it would take whatever typing that Nemzi actually has. Or not Nemzi has, what you're targeting instead of it being whatever Nemzi is. Go there. Then we can keep freezing out the Sylvanas in different ways, if it is Sylvanas on the bench. Double damage there. Perfect. Because this is going to be slower. This will be quick enough. That should do enough there. I'm going to summon the ad. Be safe. And then we're going to do damage there. The only thing that could kill us is if Sylvanas uses her last ability instead of her third ability. But most people always go for the third ability, so it's easy to win like that. All right, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the build. Overall, this build, while funny, is probably not the best build in the world. I had some success with it and some really funny matchups where I actually won. However, most of the time, you're probably going to actually lose. There are actually 3 ways you can actually lose in this build. First one is your opponent learns what you're doing, so they hard target Balinda, thus ruining the synergy within this team. The second way is by bouncing back your opponent's battlecry mercenaries, thus allowing them to get their key combos earlier than normal. And thirdly, if you play it a little bit incorrect, since you are going to want to change up your strategy against some of the other teams that are currently in the meta. For example, if you're facing old gods, you don't always want to bounce back all of your mercenaries every single turn because you don't want them to put down Yogg-Saron, where it'll reset their battlecry equipment every time they do. So instead, you'll probably put either down Cho or Varden, depending on how many Lesser Water Elementals you want to keep up, or if you just want to start scaling the frost damage that way. Honestly, this is probably not a build that I can recommend. It is funny, but it isn't good enough for me to want to do that. So it did allow me to actually use equipment that I've been wanting to use since release. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.